Okay, guess what, folks? Porter Stansberry is back at it again. He's got a new fear-mongering campaign to reel in the sheep to take advantage of the Doomsday bullshit. Now, before I begin, I'm not going to play this whole stupid thing, but when you listen to a con man, you always got to listen to the words carefully, because these guys play word games, and you need to pay close attention because they want to avoid getting in legal trouble. So they slip little caveats into their sentences. And I'll go through and show you as we listen to this a little bit. But before we begin, of course, I wanted to remind everyone that Porter Stansberry, of course, this is a man who was sued by the SEC for screwing his quote-unquote newsletter subscribers. And I hate to use the word newsletter because these guys, all of these guys in the financial newsletter industry are scam artists. And this comes from me, someone who's worked professionally managing money on Wall Street as a merchant banker as well. I've advised hedge funds. I've advised pension plans. I'm known as a leading authority in the investment world. I've got the #1 track record in investment forecasting over the past nearly 10 years now. And I can tell you, having followed, having examined, having observed, watched these charlatans for many years, for nearly 2 decades, I can tell you, I know the games that these guys play in the financial copy editing industry, the publishing industry. I've been watching them all this time. Some of them are newer to me, but nonetheless, they all operate the same. 95% of them come from either the West Palm Beach area or Baltimore. Now, and I've talked about this in the past, they're all con men, and I would say 99.9% of all the staff of all these publications, and that would be probably a few thousand, I would say, not counting the pump and dump and other stock scams, just the copy editing, so-called financial newsletters, I would say 99.9% of all the staff have never even worked on Wall Street. Matter of fact, I don't know that any of them have even worked for a major firm. There might have been one or two. Nonetheless, even if they had worked for Wall Street, the bottom line is they're all con men. I can tell you that right now. Now, before I begin, I want you to remember, of course, Porter Stansberry. He rolled out his end of America bullshit, fear-mongering bullshit. Porter Stansberry didn't predict anything, right? Porter, where's your book that predicted things? You didn't have one, did you? But Porter Stansberry made all these false claims about his so-called track record, made all kinds of false claims about many other things. The bottom line was this. Alex Jones was involved. And by the way, Alex Jones attends Porter Stansberry and all these other numbskulls conferences. Think about that. Alex Jones was a paid whore for Porter Stansberry's End of America. He did the voiceover, right? And that was released in late 2009, if not early 2010, one of the two. I know it was definitely by early 2010. And if you look at what the stock market did, the U.S. stock market did since that time, it has been up as high as the Dow, 80%. The S&P and NASDAQ maybe close to 100%. Okay, this is a man that was telling you that the U.S. economy was going to come to a grinding halt, right? Come to a grinding halt almost 5 years ago. Was telling you to stay out of the stock market. The stock market was going to collapse, right? Was telling you the dollar was going to collapse. Of course, we're looking at multi-year highs for the dollar. So this is a man who caused those people who were naive enough to listen to him to lose their ass in either not being in the U.S. stock market due to fear or maybe even shorting the U.S. stock market. Same with the dollar. So Porter's not finished with you yet, people. He's not finished. He wants to cause you to lose more money. So let's listen now to what he has to say.
Attention, fellow Americans. Do you believe America's financial problems from 2008 have been fixed? Do you think we'll have another banking crisis in the next few years or a problem with our currency? If you are concerned about these possibilities, You are not alone.
Yeah. There's other people that are concerned about these possibilities as well. Namely, the numbskulls who've been brainwashed by all these doomsday gold pumping charlatans, right? It's a huge wave. Notice at the top you'll see America 2020, the survival blueprint. Well, you see this little tactic gives Porter another 5 years to sell his bullshit before claiming, well, people will say, well, what's going on, Porter? So it gives him this window of opportunity to pitch more of this shit, you see, so that people can keep waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting, right? Waiting for the collapse, right? It's coming. It's coming. In the meantime, buy gold, stay out of the stock market, right? Yeah, okay.
Hello, my name is Porter Stansberry. 15 years ago, I founded Stansberry & Associates Investment Research. It has since become the largest firm of its kind in the world.
Okay, so first of all, he wants to impress you. It's the largest firm. Yeah, well, Walmart's the largest firm of its kind in the world. I don't shop there, okay? We know who shops there. And notice he puts largest firm of its kind. That's very important. I have the largest firm of my kind in the world. High quality, unbiased research. That's fact. Okay? I don't know where you can find another firm even that does high quality, unbiased, real research. But anyway, the point is, folks, that's a wordplay. Anyone can claim to have the largest firm of its kind in the world, because of its kind is subjective and can be argued over and over again. So that's a con artist phrase that he just used. I'm sure you'll find many more throughout this presentation. Let's continue.
Today we have more paid subscribers than many of America's most popular newspapers, including Barron's and Investors Business Daily.
Okay, so there, he wants to give you the impression that, wow, he's huge. He runs a successful business. Well, okay, paid subscribers. What does that mean? How much are they paying? And as you'll find out later, I'm going to go ahead and show you now. This whole thing he's pitching, he's going to charge you only $5. So the key is he doesn't really have legitimate paid subscribers. He's counting a subscription of anywhere from $5 to $30 or $40 as a real subscriber. Sorry, folks, but if you provide real investment research, you're not charging $5 or $40. You're charging a lot of money. The problem is that most of these con artists that don't provide real research are charging thousands of dollars. Okay? But what Porter's tactic is, and he learned this from his End of America video, is to reel in the sheep. You don't try and butcher them the first time around. You reel them in, get their financial information, get their credit card on file, charge them a few dollars, 5, 10, 20, 30, promise them a year of subscription of investment insight, and then you upsell them. You leverage that list. You sell that list to other con artists. You upsell them into higher price services, you see. It's kind of like that wealth seminar thing. You know, you go to the free wealth seminar or cash flow, how to make money in a cash flow game, right? These guys advertise on TV, you know, the Robert Kiyosaki Wealth Group or the Donald Trump Wealth Seminars they have at the Marriott Courtyard by the airport. You know, they get you in for free, then they upsell you with all this bullshit that costs $5,000, $10,000, $20,000, right? This is what game Porter Stansberry is in.
We specialize in financial research and serve hundreds of thousands of paid subscribers in more than 120 countries.
Okay, so he wants to tell you about all this bullshit that gives you the picture. He's so successful, right? He doesn't tell you about anything in his track record. He may say something later on, but the guy's lied in the past about his track record. If you are pitching investment guidance insight, what's your fucking track record? I don't care that you've been seen on Fox, you see below here. And this is the con artist tactic. Anyone who on their website or anywhere else, they want to show you how they've been in the news, they're telling you that they're a loser and they can't give you valid, relevant material to judge them, right? They want to tell you that they've been on the media, in the media. That's supposed to provide credibility because they know that most people are stupid and think that the media is a stamp of approval for credibility, when the reality is it's the opposite. You've been in the media, you've been bought off. You're a hack, you're a moron, you're a con man. That's a fact. And I've proven that over the past several years. And I'll continue to prove that. You'll notice whenever you see this, as seen on Fox, USA, that means the guy is a con man. There's certain telltale signs that give it away. That's one of them. I've talked about that in the past. He has his little fake endorsements here, right? Unbelievable. So anyway, let's go on.
It's unprecedented. Our government has embarked on a gross, out-of-control experiment, expanding the money supply 400%.
Okay, great. Whatever. So anyway, let's just go ahead and skip to the chase here. At the end of this, you click the subscribe now button, and it takes you to this. So this is the pitch. So now he's telling you that he's a multi-millionaire. Well, he wasn't a multi-millionaire a few years ago, if in fact he is today. So how did he become a multi-millionaire? Was it through taking his own investment advice and buying gold? Because if he bought gold when he advised everyone to buy it in 2010, he lost his ass, right? If he stayed out of the stock market like he scared everyone into doing in 2010, he missed out on huge gains. So how is he now a multi-millionaire? I tell you how, if it's in fact true. From his end of America bullshit. He sells fear-mongering bullshit. That made him a multi-millionaire. If you paid $30, $40 for that crap, you made him a multi-millionaire. And the fact is that most people weren't going to go and get a money back refund. Why? It's only $30, $40. I have to call in. I'm on hold. It's not worth it, right? But what you don't realize is that $30, $40 you paid for that end of America bullshit, which caused you to miss out on the stock market gains, which caused you to perhaps buy gold, and it lost since that time, I don't know, 40% maybe, at least 30. What you don't understand is that there's another million people that bought that shit, okay, that paid $30, $40. So, and I wrote an article about this, how these guys, how they game the system, because it doesn't matter, if they got the volume, they can turn around 10% and they'll make a fortune, right? 10% of what you pay. Even if it's $40, they're still making, $4 million. That's profit after all the expenses are paid. Anyway, let's go ahead and look at this. So now he wants you to only pay $5 to cover shipping. You see, he wants to give it away. Why is that? Once again, folks, he wants to get your information because it's valuable. He can sell your information. Of course, he's going to tell you he's not going to sell it. He's going to give you all these legal things saying, no, we're not going to sell your information unless you give us permission, whatever. I'm sure, right? Yeah, right. Problem is you're never going to know. So they sell your information, right? And you get on all these email lists, you get on all these U.S. Postal Service lists. It's over. Once you're on that list, forget it. Forget about it. It's over. You're going to get shit from all kinds of snake oil salesmen, all kinds of pump and dump stock scams. How do I know? Because I intentionally put my name on these fucking lists long ago. And I'm telling you, I've been receiving shit, pump and dump scams for years through the mail. So this is how it works, folks. And, I don't know what he's going to get per person for the information, but we're talking clear profit per person. It's probably $50, maybe $100 per person, depending upon how many people he sells it to and so forth. It could maybe even be more than that because you're talking about full information. These aren't just emails. We're talking about your mailing address. We're talking about a lot of information. So it may even be more than $100 per person. I don't know, maybe $200. But the bottom line is that he's telling you here he wants you to only pay for the shipping, right? And most people are going to fall for this because they're going to say, oh, it's only $5, right? Just like the end of the America bullshit, it's only $40, right? Problem is, folks, is that it's not the money that you pay for this bullshit. It's the money that you end up losing listening to these fuckers. And most people think, well, I can decide what to do on my own. No, you can't. Once you've fallen for this shit, You're done. If you fall for this shit, to pay even a penny for this shit, or to receive it for free, you are no longer in control of your actions. They've got you. Hook, line, and sinker. And you're going to lose your ass. So this is the deal. So let's go down and see here what he has to say. You get all this bullshit. It's only, pay for shipping, right? And now he tells you why he's giving this research away. It's two reasons. First, because it's the right thing to do. Remember, folks, he's telling you it's the right thing to do. He's giving you his moral compass. He's a good guy. Listen, there's only one person out there that I know that's willing to do things to help people for free. And that's me. I've done that over and over again. And I've sacrificed tens, if not hundreds of millions of dollars to do what I do. Okay? That's fact. That's proven. But Porter Stansberry, he's telling you he's like me. He wants to help you. Oh, really? Does that sound logical, given the fact that he was sued by the SEC for ripping off his subscribers? Yeah, right. These guys don't have a fucking moral bone in their body. Okay? They're fucking con men, all of them. I'm telling you right now. All these guys that are pumping the Doomsday gold line, they're all fucking con artists. End of story. All right. Anyway, I just wanted to alert everyone to this bullshit so that you'll know Porter's back. It's the beginning of 2015. It's January, and he's back with this bullshit. Folks, at the end of the day, when you lose your ass, don't fall for their excuses. Oh, it was the Fed. They manipulated gold. Oh, they did this. Oh, it's a phony economy. You need to put blame where it is. First of all, it's in the mirror. Look at yourself. Second of all, it's all these guys that were promoting these doomsday guys. Mainstream media, alternative media, all media. Okay? These guys have reach. They have a voice because they got it from the media. Meanwhile, you didn't make money. You didn't short Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac and all the banks and the home builders. You didn't nail the bottom of the stock market. You didn't get out when you should have before the financial crisis, way before the financial crisis, and get back into the exact bottom on March 9th, 2009 or March 10th, right? Because you didn't have access to me. I'm the guy that predicted all that. I'm the guy that forecast everything in detail that happened, and it's in my fucking books. Read them. The reason why you didn't have access to me is because the media banned me. They want to promote their tribesmen. The media is Jewish run, and they want to promote their Jewish snake oil salesmen for two reasons. First of all, they specifically want to promote con men and losers who are going to steer you into the gutter, because that benefits their advertisers. And their advertisers, most of which are Jewish firms, are willing to pay more money if the media steers the audience into the gutter, right? Because then you're going to need the assistance of Merrill Lynch. You're going to trade more frequently because you're confused. That's going to please Charles Schwab and E-Trade and Ameritrade. You understand? They certainly don't want to air any credible experts who are going to help arm Main Street with really good investment insight, such as myself. And if you're going to position clowns as experts, they figure they may as well line the pockets of their fellow Jewish friends rather than give money or enable Gentiles to make money. That's how they think, folks. I'm telling you right now. Anyway, that's all for today. I want to encourage you all to do your own research on these clowns, make your own videos, spread the truth, and help people from getting conned. Wake them up, open their eyes. Because if you don't help, the world is doomed. I can't do it all myself.